the shield, those are the weapon, the thing, the tool our people used to fight against the enemy. And the gate and the chambers, they put new one, and hang doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen, right, of the nation, was put away. Okay? First Maccabee 4, verse 59. First Maccabee 4:59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained. There we go. How did they do that? Did they do it just on their own? No. The Mosai gave them more vision, understanding. The angel came and spoke unto them, showed them. Okay. He said, moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in the season, right? Right between the season of war, fall and winter. Right between the season, the end of the fall season and the beginning of war, the winter season. The winter season starts from what? December to what? January to February, and February to March. The last 3 months of the year are what? December to January, okay. December to January, okay. January to February, and February to what? March. Okay, then the new year will start, where we got to keep the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And you already know. So in the season, from year to year, by the space of 8 days. So the feast must be kept for 8 days. From the 5 and 20th day of the month Castle. From the 5 and 20th day, the 25th day of the month Castle, with mirth and gladness. At that time, also, they built up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentile, lest the nation, the heathens, should come and tread it down, as they've done before. And they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea. You know who is Idumea? The so-called white people. I don't have my dictionary right here with me, but the word Idumea, right? It means what? Let me see right here. Let me go to this laptop quick. Idumea. Let me ask Google. Okay. Let me read it quick. All right. Let's go to Google. Thank the Lord I got a laptop right here. Idumea. Idumea meaning. Okay. Okay. Let's click on it. Okay. Let's see. As soon as I click on it, it's showing me what? Edom. The first thing it's showing me is Edom. Okay. You see that? Edom. You see that? It's showing Edom. You see that? Edom. Edom, that's what it's showing. Okay. You see Edom right there? Down there? You see Edom? Let's see. There we go. He said Idumea, noun, from the Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster, since 1828. He said Idumea, noun, right? He said Idumea. Definition of Idumea, entry 1 of 2. Edomite. The Edomite, the so-called white people, right? The so-called Caucasian. Okay? He said, of or relating to Edom or the Edomite, Edomitic. There we go. Let's see. Maybe we get something a little bit different. All right, let's go right here. Free dictionary. Right? You see, all related to Edom. You see, all related to Edom. You see right here, Edom, redirected from Idumea. You see, so there we go. Edom. Edom. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Okay, he said, the people might have a defense against Idumea, against Esau, Edom. Because they already foreseeing that guess what? Esau is coming against them. Esau will be coming against them. The Moses was revealed to them. They already know. Okay. Now let's go right here. So for you to understand, when you read in the Bible, when you go supposedly in the New Testament, right? A lot of you in the Christian church, you run your mouth, you talk about this and that. Guess what? Understand this. Keep in mind. The word Greek referred to the Jews that were Hellenized, dispersed, scattered throughout the fucking of this earth. Keep in mind. That's why the scripture tell you that some of the Greeks that desire to speak to him, that desire to see him. Some of the Greeks, the Jews that were living over there. That's why the feast of Pentecost, guess what? The Jews that were living in Arabia, they were living in Babylon, the one that were living in Greece, the one that were living in Mesopotamia, and the list goes on, and guess what? They came because they knew the Lord, that guess what? Regardless whatsoever they live, they got to come for the feast of war, the feast that the Moses said that all the men got to gather. Okay, so let's go to 2 Maccabee. 2 Maccabee, chapter 10, in verses 1. 2 Maccabee, let's go to it. Chapter 10. There is the book of 2 Maccabee, chapter 10, and verses 1. 2 Maccabee, still to go into the detail about the feast of dedication, the feast of Hanukkah. Okay? The feast of light. So first Maccabee, chapter 10, and verses 1. Now Maccabees and his company, the Lord guiding them. Who? The Messiah, Yahweh guiding them. Yahweh guiding them. The Lord guiding them, recovered the temple and the city. By the altar which the heathen had built in the open street, and also the chapels they pulled down, they destroyed. Okay? And having cleansed the temple, they made another altar, and striking stone, they strike stone. That's how you make fire. That's how we're going to make fire in the kingdom. You strike stone against one another, and the fire leading. And lead the fire. I've seen it. I witnessed it in Africa. Listen, I've even tried before. I've seen you see the brother, they start front. When you see them, they front, and then they got a little bit of herbs, dry, I'll say herbs or dry, how do you call it? You already know. Yeah? You front and then the fire comes in, and you lighting whatever you got to do. Okay? He said, the hay, rather, a dry hay. When you got a dry hay, you put it right there. You lighting this thing. You do like this, and guess what? There is what? Because you have what we call friction, and it brings forth what? The light, the fire. Okay? All this is what? Physics. Came from the Most High. Okay? He said, and having cleansed the temple, they made another altar. And striking stone, they took fire out of them and offered a sacrifice after 2 years, and set forth incense and light and shewbread. When that was done, they fell flat down and besought the Lord that they might come no more into such troubles. But if they sin any more against him, against Yahweh, that he himself will chasten them with mercy, and that they might not be delivered unto the blasphemous, this nation, unto the blasphemous and barbarous nations. Isn't plural. Not only the Greeks, he's talking about Esau, he's talking about the Ishmaelite, he's talking about the Jordanian, he's talking about the Chinese, he's talking about the Japanese. This is what we're reading is in the Bible. This is in the Bible. Let's read it again. He said that he himself will chasten them with mercy, and that they might not be delivered unto the blasphemous and barbarous nations, the heathen. And you want to worship them. Hey, it's up to you. You want to go down with that wickedness? You want to be Democrat, Republican? Hey, you do it, buddy. Do you? As Satan told you. Satan told you be a Republican, be a Democrat. Do you? You do it, buddy. It's on you. Okay? It's on you. He said, now, upon the same day that the strangers, this heathen, this nation, profaned the temple, on the very same day it was cleansed again. You see how the Most High worked in miracles? The same day the Most High cleansed it. The same day the Most High made it happen. The Most High is mighty. He said, and on the very same day it was cleansed again, even the 25th day of the same month, which is Caslu, which is what Caslu. Okay? And they kept 8 days with gladness, 8 days with gladness. Gladness, happy, we celebrate. Nice music, holy music from the brother. Regardless of the king, the brother got beautiful music this day now. You can get so many Hebrew Israelite music now. You go on YouTube, you can see, you play. There's some brother got some Hebrew Israelite music, things like that. Then I have some song from Africa. I know this brother, they're worshiping the Most High, but not the righteous way. You can see they still giving glory unto the Most High. Some song I have, they sing about the 12 tribes of the diaspora scattered. Those songs, you can play those songs. It's a lot of songs from Africa where you see they're referring to the Most High. The brothers sing, they say, Tata Zambe, Zambe, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. You heard all the songs. Yes, it's a lot of music from Benin, Nigeria, Congo, Ghana. Yes, a lot of music. Great music. Great music. Not Christian music. It has nothing to do with the Christian music. Nothing. It has nothing to do with the Christian music. We're talking about great music. Like from this singer, Jahui, okay? From Sabo and Danielu. From all these brothers, right? From Congo, so many. Before I did not understand. But when I woke up in the truth and I went back to listen to those music, I'm like, wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. This music I'm talking about, they're more older than me. Okay? It's not the music of my generation, of my time. So when my dad used to play this music, my dad, my father and my mom, they used to play this music. That's how I know about it. It's not like this guy was singing during my time. No. Some of them already dead a long time ago. Some dead like 70 years ago, 60 years ago, 50 years ago, 40 years. Way too old. This music is more older than me. Way too older than me. Okay, let's continue. He said, and they kept 8 days with gladness, as in the feast of the tabernacles. As in the feast of tabernacle. It's a replica, just as in the tabernacle. It's 8 days. 7 days in the tent. The 8 days the war. Solemn assembly as the first day. So, some brother, they say it's not. But he say as. He say as in the feast of tabernacle. In the feast of tabernacle, the first day, the solemn assembly, we can't do no work. The last day is a solemn assembly still. You can't do no work. Now, some brother believe that they can work. Hey, it's up to the brother. But as far as I'm concerned, hey, you know, Esau won't give me this day off. You already know what's going down. You already know, man. You already know. You see what I'm saying? You already know. We are to obey God rather than man. Okay, you see what I'm saying? You already know what I'm talking about, brother, if you're in the spirit. Okay, you already know. Because I turned into Esau like 3 weeks ago. letting Esau know, hey, I just need this. Esau say, no, I can give it to you. All right, go. Esau say, hey, Christmas is in the corner. Happy Thanksgiving is in the corner. We can give you no day off. Yeah. He said, this is the time we make the money. We need you, slave. That's what Esau was telling me. He didn't say straight, but that's why I can read. He said, this is the dark period. He said, this is the dark season. No vacation allowed. No vacation allowed. We cannot afford to give you any day. You're a good slave. We want you to come and work. We got to make the money of you. Okay. I said, no problem. So you won't give it to me? Hey, the Lord leave it. Yahweh leave it, man. I ain't got to worry about that. Yahweh leave it. All right? Yahweh leave it. So you already know. That money for that day, they can have it. That money for that day, hey, they can have it. They can make that money. They can keep it. They can keep that money. I ain't going to work for you, buddy. I ain't working. On the high holy feast day, mainly, some of these feast day, bro, hey, listen, man, I ain't playing game with it. I ain't playing no game. And the Most High will deliver me, regardless whatsoever is so plot, whether it be anywhere, the Most High will deliver us. As long as I continue, hey, the Most High will deliver us, man. Okay? He said, and they kept 8 days with gladness, as in the feast of the tabernacle, remembering that not long ago, they have held the feast of tabernacles. You see? So it's the same way. When as they wandered in the mountain and danced like beasts, therefore the bare branches and fair bath and palms also, and sang song unto him that had given them good success in cleansing his place. Who? The Most High Yahweh. Amen. Hallelujah. Right? So this was happening 148 BC, before the birth of Hamashiach. Okay, so this was not in your supposedly 10 commandments. This was not written in Leviticus chapter 23. It's not written in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16. You see? Let's continue. They ordained second Maccabee 10 and verses 8. Second Maccabee 10 and 8. They ordained also by a common statute and decree that every year those days should be kept of the whole nations of the Jew, the whole nation of the Israelite. Not only Northern Kingdom, not only Southern Kingdom, all the nation, regardless where you live. You live in Africa, West Africa, South Africa, you live in Europe, you live in Asia, you live in Central America, you live in South America, you live in North America, you live in Canada, you live in Australia, you live in the Middle East. Listen, it doesn't matter where you live. You got to keep it. It doesn't matter. You got to keep these feasts that you have to. Now, it's up to you. If you decide not to do it, but you want to keep your wicked and pagan Christmas, hey, you can do that too. But it comes with a price. Romans 6:23. The wages of sin is death, buddy. Death will find you, buddy. Destruction will find you. It doesn't have to be the same day. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next month. It's all the will of the Most High. The Most High will find you. Wheresoever you go hide, your bunkers, anywhere you want to go, you go to the fire department, to the fire station, to the police department, you go hide yourself, the Most High will still snatch you from there. The Most High will still find you. It's very simple. The Most High ain't got to strive with you. No, the Most High ain't got to do it. The Most High can ordain a tree to fall on you and put you to death. The Most High can move the spirit on your own dog, and your own dog, they'll mutilate you. They'll mutilate you and put you to death. Don't you understand that? The Most High can put you to death by your own chicken. The Most High can put you to death by your own goat, your own cow, your own lamb. The Most High got everything, man. The Most High can move the spirit. You get put to death by your own son, your own daughter, your own father, your own mother, man. What you talking about, man? Okay. He said, they ordained also by a common statute and decree that every year those days should be kept of the whole nation of the Jew. See, plain and simple. Let's go right now in the supposedly what the Christian call the New Testament. Let's go in the book of John. John chapter 10. We're going to go straight to the point. John chapter 10 and verse 22. We're going to go straight to the point. This is the book of St. John, chapter 10, and verse 22. Because a lot of you out there, you don't read the Bible. You don't know the Bible. You just follow your pastor. My pastor said this, I go to the church, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, you're wasting your time. Okay, let's read it. John 10, and verse 22 through 23. And it was at Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, the feast of the dedication. Where did Christ read it from? The book of the Maccabees. So the Maccabees is part of the Bible. Because a lot of you out there in the Christian church, you say, oh, well, you're reading from another book. Oh, that's another book, man-made book. Oh, the white man wrote the Bible. The white man wrote the Bible. Oh, blah, blah, blah. The white man changed the Bible. You be running your mouth all day long. Okay. You be running your mouth. So learn right now, brother. Learn right now, sister. Keep in mind, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication. From who? The Maccabees. First Maccabee and second Maccabee. And that's why, brother and sister, we exhort you. From this day, read as much as you can. Start from first Maccabee chapter 1 and verses 1. And read it slowly, whatever you can read. If you can be able to read 10 chapter, 20, whatever, bro, read it a little bit every day so you can learn your history. You can understand what the Most High have done unto our forefather, unto us. Right or evil, the Most High brought upon us because of our sins. And the Most High showed mercy unto our forefather, unto us, until this very last day. Because we were not righteous. We are not righteous. We see break the law, the commandment of the Most High. Now, are we to go ahead and break the law, the commandment of the Most High willingly? Do as thou wilt, as Satan teach you, as you learn on your TV, the mainstream media, you want to do whatever you want to do? No, that's not the way of the Most High. Lean on to thy own understanding. Proverbs 3, and verses 3 all the way down through 7. Lean on to thy own understanding. Right? But whatsoever you do, put it into the... Listen, go into the Most High, go into the Bible. And it was winter. It was what? Winter. It's cold. It's cold. And Yahweh walked in the temple in Solomon porch. Solomon porch in the temple. He kept the feast day. So don't lie. Let me expose it to you Christmas. I already told you already know. Jeremiah. Let's go. The classical. The classical. Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah first. Let's go to the classical. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verses 1. It reads, hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you. Hear ye, you so-called black Satirian. Listen to the Bible. Listen to the word. Listen, don't deceive yourself. Oh, I'm a Christian. Oh, I go to church. Oh, my pastor, soy cristiano. Soy cristiana. Oh, sí, yo tiene Cristo en mi corazón. Tiene Cristo. No, mentiroso, mentirosa. Ignorante, ignoranta. Perece mi pueblo por falta de conocimiento. Ignorante, sin entendimiento. The Moses is not with it, buddy. He said, hear ye the word which the Lord speak unto you. Listen right now. Watch this video. Share it with your brother, your sister, your mother, your auntie. Break it down to them if they don't understand English. Break it, translate it to them in Spanish and in French. In whatsoever language. You can. Do it. Oh, house of Israel. Did he say, oh, house of the Christian? No. Oh, house of Israel. So to you so-called Latino, Hispanic, Native Indian, ye so-called blacks, African American, Nigerian, Beninese, Ghana, scattered throughout the fucking this earth. You are the house of Israel. You the Israelite. That said the Lord. Learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen. So why you want to celebrate Christmas? It's not biblical. It's not in the Bible. It's not part of the law. It's not part of the high holy feast of the Most High. It's pagan. It's for Satan. You sacrifice unto demons and not unto the living God Yahweh. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. Thus said the Lord, learn of the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the sign of heaven. You see? For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the custom of the people are vain. Christmas is vain. Thanksgiving is vain. Birthday is vain. Independence Day is vain. The New Year is vain. Feliz Cumpleaños is vain. Dia de la Madre is vain. The Day of the Father is vain. For the custom of the people of this nation is hidden. So Edom, the other nation, you already know. Okay. Are vain. Are what? Vain. Not. For one cut a tree out of what? The forest. How do you get your Christmas tree? If you have it artificial today, when you go to the store, guess what? In the beginning, they go in the forest, they cut it. People say doing it right now. As I'm speaking right now, they line up in all these areas buying Christmas tree. I've seen them. Every day now I see them. They put on the car, son, mother, father, grandfather. I saw Northern Kingdom. I saw Northern Kingdom last time. He got 2 cars. He bought 2. Northern Kingdom. He bought 2. He put one in his car where you can't even see. Then he put another in his wife's car. 2 SUV full with idols. Taking it home. They're going to, yeah, we're going to celebrate. Then they're going to take it, Christmas. No. The Most High will visit you, buddy. Christmas is of Satan. The devil, the wicked. Man-made feast, festival. The Most High is not part of that. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, he's not part of that. He will catch you. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, he's not part of that. Keep in mind. Okay. Okay. He said, one cut out of the forest, the work of the hand, and the workman with the axe, to hew it, to carry it down. This day they got all these saw, they can saw it, they can carry it very easily. This day they ain't got to do too much. It's easy this day. Super easy. Super easy this day to hew this tree down. Very easy. And Esau, since it's a pagan thing, guess what? They grow them on so many land, so many acres. Okay, multitude of acres. Esau plant them because he know the people gonna go by. He said the decade with silver and with gold. How do you do it? Tell you put a light on it, right? Oh, my son said it. So is your son above God? Keep in mind. You don't want to celebrate the Hanukkah? You don't want to celebrate the Feast of Light and to give light to your house, your family, your brother, your son, your mother? And you want to celebrate Christmas? The Most High will celebrate Christmas for you. Okay, he'll bring you a beautiful gift, buddy. Oh, you're talking about your son. My last one, my young one, he's crying. Who is he? Who is he? Purge evil out from your house. Purge evil out from your house. Rebuke them. No, not in this house this year. It's over. We got to celebrate, obey the high holy feast of the Most High. He said the decade with silver. Whatever be artificial Christmas tree, whatever be the natural one you go buy in the forest, whatever you buy in the store, whatever you buy, guess what? You got to deck it. You deck it with the light, right? You got all type of light. Gold, silver. You got all this small light. You hanging around it. You make it, well, you see the work I did with my son. It's beautiful. My son helped me yesterday. I put up the Christmas tree. Oh my goodness, look, it's beautiful. Eh? Hey, idol, the Most High coming, buddy. The Most High coming. Keep in mind. He say, they deck it with silver and with gold. Okay? They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Isn't that? They sell you this type of, it's a type of a ball plate there you put in it and you screw this side, screw that side to hold the tree to stand so that it does not move. We read it. That's how you do your Christmas tree, right? It go back to Nimrod. Okay, it's nothing new. It go back to Nimrod. Nimrod, the Tower of Babel. It go back to the Babylonian Empire, the Egyptian, the Greeks, the Assyrian, the Mid-Persian, and the list goes on and on and on. Nothing new under the sun, buddy. Nothing new under the sun. You were deceived by what? Christianity, Islam. You were deceived by your Christian, the politician. You were deceived by the mainstream media. Okay? Let's read. He said, they fasten with nails and with hammer that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree. Right? That's right. Hey, there we go. But I speak now. They must need be born because they cannot go because they're a bunch of idols. So you literally worship an idol. You go drop gift under it. Oh, this gift for my son, for my great son, my this. No, you do unto Satan. Okay, you bring your son to a ritual. You're bringing them unto Satan. All right? But we ain't scared of that. You can bring the gift all you want. Okay, ain't going to do nothing going to happen to us. It's just an idol. A dumb idol. Your Christmas tree is a dumb idol. Whether you have the artificial or whether you have the natural one, they're all dumb idols. They can't do anything, buddy. They can't do. Remember, some of you, when you set up this Christmas tree, some of you, your house is going to catch fire. The Christmas tree is going to catch fire. Oh, it's coming. When? It happens every year, right? It's going to happen. Then your house will be on fire. You know who is doing that? The Most High. He says, Satan, you know what? Go ahead, do it. You see? So judgment, man, from who? The Most High, Yahweh. We ain't got to do it. The Most High will do it. He will handle it. Okay? Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, he got it. He will handle it. We ain't got to worry. We ain't got to fight, strive with you. No. We give you the wisdom and understanding. If it's the will of the Most High, you wake up. If it's not the will of the Most High, you will not wake up. You will continue your weakness. Okay? And don't run your mouth. Don't be proud talking about my family gathering. Who? Your family? Is your family above the Most High? Your wicked family is above the Most High? Your wicked family breaking the law, the commandment of the Most High. They're above the law, the commandment of the Most High. So you have to place your family above God. You can do it if you want to. You go ahead and do it. Okay? You go ahead and do it. It's up to you. Go ahead and do it. Your family is about family gathering, my family. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that what they taught you? That's what you believe, right? You heard that from what? The mainstream media. You heard that from this and that from the Christian church, right? You want to follow that way? Yeah, you can go that way. There is a price you're going to have to pay, buddy. It's simple. Hey, it's up to you. Do as thou will. Do thou will. Satan, slogan. You already know it, all right? He said, be not afraid of them. So we ain't scared of the Christmas tree, right? For they cannot do evil. There we go. Neither also is it in them to do good, because they're just idols. These vain customs. So we are not supposed to celebrate Christmas. It's a pagan thing. It's a pagan thing. Let's go now. We're going to go into this book. To finish up, we're going to go into this book. As you already know, we're going to go into this book and we're going to let the scholar tell you. The scholar is going to confound you. The scholar, they're going to tell you, Christian out there, ye so-called African American, ye so-called blacks, Nigerian, Ghanaian, you all excited, you want to celebrate Christmas. They're about to confound you. This guy, his name is what? It's Nigel Panic, right? The book is called The Pagan Book of Day. The Pagan Book of Day. So this book is dealing with all your pagan festival that you celebrate. Okay, there we go. Main tradition, vain doctrine. Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shemashia, he never celebrated Christmas. And he was not born on December 25. Was he born on December 25? No. Let's go right here. Before I go any further, let's go right here in let's go to March. I'm going to go on to page 53. All right. Let's go to actually 54. Okay. In the book, The Pagan Book of Day by who? Nigel Penny. A guide to the festival. So it's not a high holy feast day. It's a guide to the festival, tradition, and sacred day of the year.